Good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 4th. I'm pretty sure it's the 4th. Maybe it's the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. I think it's the 4th. Anyway, let's see, I've done the I'm Right dance recently. Right now, it's a place of confirmation, and it's one of those But if you have not read Jendaya Scott's post this morning, she's got it on Hartford. I reposted it on my page saying, I'm sharing this specifically for a woman who I had a conversation with yesterday. And it's a wonderful woman who I spoke to yesterday, who is a Hartford person doing great stuff for her people. And there I was talking to her, sounding like every ignorant Kimura that I know. People hear me when I say this, right? And it sounds so fucked up and so lack-minded. Like, I know what it sounds like, but this is Hartford. And if you are a good person doing really good stuff for your community, when the powers that be come and say, you're great, you're doing great stuff, I'm so happy you're here, and I want to fund it and make sure that what you're doing continues to help people in Hartford because you're great. That sounds so fucking good, and it feels good. And when the work that you're doing really is coming from your soul and helping your people, and you see demonstrably that it's helping people, right? And then the ones in charge, this is where the work comes in, right? And the ones in charge come in and look at you and say, you're good enough, you're better than, and we want to fund it, right? In any other beautiful, wonderful, not nefarious, not upside down world, that really should be a place of, great, we can start doing good things for my community, and I now have the support I need. In Hartford, what you need to know that means is they're getting ready to take your shit from you. They're getting ready to destroy it. They're getting ready to figure out how to neutralize you. And they have seen you as this wonderful community asset, and this is Hartford, so they don't see you as a community asset that you know yourself to be, but they see you as this community asset that they can use to siphon money from the pots that are supposed to go to us, but everyone knows that those pots are supposed to have the holes so that the money goes to where it's supposed to go, right? So this is me. I could make this a whole lecture and history lesson and talk about the black governors and then talk about how that particular seat from Sandy Cloud to Doug McCrory and cookouts, and I can have that conversation. But really, the conversation is here in Hartford, like there's so much inner work that we all need to do in order to do the work and then step out. And the way that they have us, that like the first way that they have us is our inferiority shit that lives within us hard. And an inability to really step back and look at the big picture because the big picture is so disgusting and nasty. But I'm very happy that Vicky over at Blue Hills, I'm so happy they gave her immunity, right? Because the sick thing in our community is if you want to help our community and if you want to support us and build wonderful things for us, you learn quickly if you do it in the acceptable means, which is through the nonprofit industrial complex, right? And again, you're doing good work and someone's like, this is great work. Are you a 501c3? Oh my God, you're not a 501c3? How are you not? Let me help you do this. Know that when the powers that be come in to help you become a 501c3, they are setting up the mechanism for them to take the money that they're supposed to take for themselves and their cronies, so that the little bit trickles down to us, so that you continue to be the face looking as if great stuff is happening in Hartford. But what you don't know is that $80,000 that they gave you for your people is actually part of what should have been $300,000 getting to your people, but it went to a whole bunch of other places. And then the way that they prescribe, the way that you use the money, right? So last night, the woman I was talking to is someone who has been doing amazing work with our people in our community, by hook or by crook, but not even by hook or by crook, right? Let me not throw her into that world. But as a woman, by any means necessary, figuring out how to get the means to care for her people. And then the foundation found her. And then this one, and they love her and they think the work that she's doing is so great. And so now they're giving her money, but you know what they ended? The direct money that she was giving people. So when you know us, when you know how things are, here's a woman who has been doing really good work for a very marginalized niche group of folks in our community who need what she gives them and needs the self-actualization that actually comes along with it, right? And the powers that be came in and said, what you're doing is so amazing. Actually, you should have a way bigger budget. You've really been doing it on this little bit of money. Ha, 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 ha. You can do it. Here, we have grants for you. But stop giving people money, because really it's all about health and wellness. And you, Black lady, from the community, who saw a need in your community and is addressing a need in the community, we want to help you do that. And the way that we're going to help you do that is by getting you to realize that our way of addressing the issues in the community is much better than your way. So even though you're dealing with poor people who can't pay their bills and you've been giving them money to pay the bills, the right way to do this is to stop giving them money to pay the bills, but to have classes on how to better budget your money. And when we have these classes, we're going to give you money for these classes, but we're also going to give you a list of people who we think should be the ones facilitating and running these classes. Read what Jendaya wrote, and then let's continue to have the conversations. It sounds so, Jendaya, and I'm so happy that she shared it the way that she did, right? And Angels of Edgewood, if you've been around me for the conversations, with love. Just like I said, I'm very happy that they gave Vicky immunity, because Vicky did illegal things because she loves Hartford and she had a job as the executive director of a nonprofit in the North End. And there's no way that you can be in that world, entrenched in the nonprofit sector in the North End of Hartford, and not be a part of illegally dealing with money. Jendaya shared where she is on it. I'm very happy. As she said, she didn't go running after these people for money. People who've been around me, you've been there when the mayor and other people like, come on, this is great. We got to fund this. I don't do it that way. I don't do it that way. Nope. People buy memberships. People take the classes, and we pay for it, because if you do it that way, and again, I know it sounds backwards. Read what Jendaya wrote. Pay very close attention. Please pay very close attention, right? This is Hartford. It makes no sense, but if you are doing good work and they come and say, this is great work, we want to acknowledge it, say thank you, turn your back on them, figure out how they wanted to use you, and continue doing the work. But it's really hard when you're from Hartford and the whole world has said you ain't shit, and you start doing good stuff for you, and City Hall with all of their nice clothes comes and says, ha, you're one of us. Ha, you see things like us. Ha, you're so wonderful. We're so happy to have you here. Here, we're going to put you on this commission. Here's it. And then 2 years in, you realize that you're being fucking used. Love us. Love Hartford. Take my class. Sign up for Finding Cultural Humility Within My Grandmother's Hands. And I'll talk to y'all later. And I could do my I'm right dance, but Jendaya, thank you so much. 5 years ago, I was like, yeah, watch that one. Yeah, watch that one. Ooh, yeah, watch that one. They use us. That's all it is.